We are Richmond Run 2014 edition with coach Mark Robinson, players Ryan Sweeney, Alfie Egan. Mark, just remind us what the purpose of this is today.
Yeah, I mean we do it every year, Rob, to be honest. You know, it's not loads to do with football fitness and all. Obviously it's an endurance test, but it's more about character really. Just tells me a little bit about the boys. It's not about who comes first and who comes last, but although the boys, they like to have their own little competition, it's just a little bit of test of character. The boys sort of going up against a challenge and pushing themselves. As I said, it's not a lot to do with football fitness because all the fitness stuff we tend to do is with a ball and stuff. But it's just, it gets them away for the training ground for the day. It's good for the bonding of the first and second year scholars, and it's just good to feel that sense of achievement of doing something that you wouldn't normally do. Absolutely,
and we can see the course there behind you, but just give us a little reminder, because it's 7 miles, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 7 miles. I mean, which, to be honest with you, you know, an elite athlete in any other sport, that would be nothing too challenging. But there are some hills there that are quite challenging, one in particular. So I've talked to the boys about that who haven't done it before. And it's just about them keeping going really and just doing the very best they can do.
We've got one of the veterans from last year with us here, Ryan Sweeney, 3rd place last year. Bit of a far cry from the London Senior Cup final. It all kicks off here today for you, doesn't it, Ryan?
Yeah, no, it's different. Like Mark said, it gets us away from the training ground. It's a bit of a mental thing, like Mark said. But it's nice, good for the lads, you know, we get out here away from the football and it gives us a bit of a mental challenge.
And we've also got one of the dark horses, one of the new recruits here as well, much fancied, Alfie Egan. What are your thoughts on the race ahead, Alfie?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's a good run, but obviously as you get tired you need that push to carry on going and try and get the sprint in the end. So it's a good mental battle when you're running by yourself.
Good stuff. Let the team.
Unfortunately, they went to the wrong gate, so he's already run a mile and a half to get here.
Good stuff. Excellent. Right. Cheers, lads.
Thanks, Rob. Cheers.
That's nice.
Yeah! There they are. Academy of 2014 in preparation. The Richmond Run 2014. Some familiar names in there, like Sir Billy Bishop, Callum Overton, Callum Wilson, Egli Kadja. A few familiar names there as they're assembling on the start line here. Mark Robinson, of course, will set off 5 minutes ahead of the academy. And then the objective is for the lads to catch them and pass them, but it's all about team building as well.
Just don't talk, just breathe. Get a good flow of breathing going through the world show. Seriously, don't waste any energy talking. Alright? Yeah. Good luck. Have a great one.
Academy coach Mark Robinson, getting ready to go.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Go on, lad! Come on!
5 minutes ahead of the rest of them, and he's away about 11 o'clock. On bikes now, just setting off. Some of the coaches, Michael Hamilton, Ollie, both setting off now on their bikes along the rest of them, whilst the players are still waiting eagerly on the start line. 5 minutes away from Mark Robinson, hopefully going to catch him up. But the last preparations going on here now, and shortly we'll be underway for the start of the Richmond Run 2014 with the AFC Wimbledon Academy, including Communications Executive Chris Slavin, doing it again. So this is it now, the main chasing pack assembling, ready to go. The players looking to chase down Academy coach Mark Robinson. Chris Slavin, he's on the start line as well, along with all the players. Some very familiar faces there, the likes of Billy Bishop, as I said, Egli Kadja, Callum Overton, Callum Wilson. And I think my money would be on Ryan Sweeney personally, I think. He got 3rd place last year behind Rob Switten and Dan Pearce. Can improve upon that this year, but it's all about team building as well. And off they go. They're underway. Richmond Run 2014 with the AFC Wimbledon Academy setting off, and probably about 45 minutes later they'll be back here. Be interesting to see who gets over the finishing line first and how many of them overtake Academy coach Mark Robinson. So here we are at the Richmond Run with the Academy team, and with us is physio Jenna Richards. Interesting first year for you with the club. Just tell us about how you got involved.
Yeah, so I started off at the club working part-time, just working with the under 15, 16 age group and a little bit with the 13s and 14s as well. So I was doing 3 evenings a week and then the games on a Saturday. And the 16s at that time, who I covered their games, they're now the second years in the under 18, so I've stayed with those boys for a couple of years, which is nice. Started off working, as I said, part-time for them. Really enjoyed it. So after a year at the club, they offered me a full-time position with the under 18s. So last year with the Richmond Run, it was my first couple of days and I was still getting used to the boys' names as they were coming running down. So a little bit of a steep learning curve of names and who's the fittest and their abilities. But yeah, really good. And then it's my first year full-time, going into my second year now. So a lot's changed in the last year. We've been obviously going through the EPPP process, so the clubs or the academy's really become a bit more business-like, and we work together really closely with other departments, so we try to get a really big multidiscipline approach, so with the sports science, the education, the coaching, all of those departments working really closely together. I guess the biggest change from my point of view, and one of the things that's been great, is we've had the development of some new changing rooms, and the academy have got their own medical room now in what used to be the squash court down at KCL training ground. So that's been brilliant. The under 18 boys have now moved in there. That's their home, their kind of hub as a changing room. They've got information in there, and it's a great place for us, to develop these players.
Excellent stuff, exciting times. And what have we got to watch out for today in terms of fitness and so on? I mean, you've got to watch out for injuries with some of these young lads, haven't you? Yeah, definitely. There's a handful of boys who are not taking part today, some of them who are currently injured and some who have actually come back, but just because of a mixture of the distance, but also the ground, which is kind of a gravelly path with a bit of sand and stone. So there's a few that aren't taking part just to be on the safe side. So we've had a couple that have come back from surgery recently, returning to training, but they're going to not do the run today, and they're going to go around on bikes and just help kind of encourage the boys, hand out water, make sure nobody gets lost. We've also had a couple that picked up injuries just in the last week, coming back to pre-season. The boys were given an off-season training programme, and so they gave their bodies a bit of a rest, but then they were in the gym doing like cardiovascular work, trying to keep fit. So they've come back with a really good baseline level of fitness, doing different things, so not just football, giving kind of the joints a break, but still keeping their bodies fit, swimming, cycling, all that kind of thing. So most of them should, be able to do this today. They've also had fitness testing. So last week they did a spark test, which involved a speed test, agility. They did the yo-yo, which is a bit like the bleep test, which is their aerobic capacity, and then also kind of a press-up test as well. So we've kind of been building up to this slowly. We haven't just chucked them out there. They've been building up their fitness, carrying out fitness drills during training, and then this is really kind of a good thing for them psychologically. There's a few, obviously, that this isn't their thing, but for them it'll be an achievement just to make it round and to, not stop and just keep running. So our first one coming in now. Callum? Yeah, Callum Overton. Come on, Cal. Good, going straight through the line. 44-47. 44-47 from former Brighton and Hove Albion forward Callum Overton. Doing it this year. Last year he was on a bike. This year he's come home first. So last year Callum was recovering from an ankle sprain that he picked up towards the end of last season, and over the off season was carrying out some rehab exercises, and towards the beginning of pre-season he was starting just to join in a little bit of running, but doing the 7 miles he wasn't quite ready for, so he did it on a bike and recovered from that and has a really good season. So this year he's back and fit, and it shows, and he's doing really well with his fitness at the moment. I think it is third last year. Yep. Moved up to second this year. Come on, Ryan, keep going. The much favoured Ryan Sweeney, London Senior Cup winner. 46.07. 46.07 in second place this year, moving up from third place from Ryan Sweeney. And our first year, this is Louis Cockle. Go on, Louis. Well done. Come on, keep going. Good. 46.21. 46.21 from new boy Louis Cockle in third place. There's your 1, 2, 3 in this year's Richmond Run 2014. Callum Overton, Ryan Sweeney. and the new lad,
Louis Cockle.
Louis Cockle. Coming through in 4th place now. We were talking to him at the start of the Richmond Run. It looks like this could be Alfie Egan on his Richmond Run debut.
A few coming up behind him as well.
Yeah.
Go, come on Alfie, keep going through the finish line. 47.24.
47.24 from Alfie Egan.
Oh, and we've got a sprint finish.
Oh, and the competitive nature's kicking in now.
This is Reece Batchelor. 47.40.
Reece Batchelor with his
And
headphones on.
Wilson.
Callum Wilson as well in 6th place. Good stuff.
And this is Dylan. 47.55.
Some impressive times here from the AFC Wimbledon Academy on this hot day here in Richmond Park. Good stuff by the boys early pre-season here.
Billy Frost coming over 48.08.
Billy Frost, one of the real AFC Wimbledon Academy prospects, crossing the line now. There's some very good times here. Excellent stuff on a hot day here from the AFC Wimbledon Academy. Well, this could be a top 10 finish here for our communications executive, Chris Slavin. I think he might just be inside the top 10 here.
Come on, Egley, keep going.
Egley Cadger, another one of the London Senior Cup boys from
Good,
last
Egley,
season.
well done. 50.15 for Egley. Egley doing really, really well there, considering he couldn't do too much fitness training in the break, coming back from a knee injury.
And here he is, Slavo.
And 50.28.
50.28 from Chris Slavin. Congratulations from Egley Cadger there on the finishing line for Slav. Egley just recovering, impressive run from him as well on this warm day.
Thanks. Sorry.
That's all right. And here he comes, the man himself, the man who devised this 7 miles later. Mark Robinson still in good shape. Academy coach Mark Robinson.
57.10.
57.10 from Mark Robinson. I think that's probably inside the top 10 as well, maybe. I think that's pretty much the main front runners home here, but of course it is all about team bonding as well here. Nobody disgraced themselves here on great performance today. Billy Bishop, Academy goalkeeper, he's just finished as well, just behind Mark Robinson. Impressive run from him today as well.
30 seconds off me.
As you can see,
20 seconds off me.
still coming over the finishing line here.
I saw your yellow trainers. I was like, no way. I thought you was going to wait for me.
Come on, Nez.
I was trying to catch up with you, right, to check how long you had on your thing. I couldn't see it, it was too dark. I kept checking.
It's all about encouraging your teammates through at this stage of the year.
Well done, Nez. Well done, Nez.
Going all the way through to the end there, that's good to see.
Oh, yeah. How bad are your legs burning?
Nez,
get up.
go and grab an ice pack, yeah?
My legs just fell.
So we've got Jason Stripp coming down now. It's Senan, who's just coming back from his knee surgery, accompanying him on the bike. Keeping him going. Come on, Jason. 54.05.
54.05 from Jason there. As you can see, all the lads there encouraging the remaining players over the finishing line here as well. It's all about team effort here today.
Goalkeeper Billy Bish as well, putting in a really great effort. You got 52.33.
I said under 55, so
Not bad, Billy, well done.
right. First time.
Billy, how'd you find that?
Well, to be fair, I didn't really know what to expect. First time doing it and all, but no, I mean, it's tough. Really mentally challenging, but I mean, it's good. I feel good now. Didn't feel good when I was doing it, but yeah, I mean, it's a fair old run. But like Mark said at the start, it tests your mental side of things, and I think it has. So yeah, and I'm happy that, you know, being a keeper and that isn't really my thing, but can't argue with 52 minutes. yeah, I'm happy, really happy with that.
What did you find more intimidating, that or walking on the catwalk with a new Wimbledon kit on the other day?
That's a tough one, that. Yeah, that was frightening, but I got through this as well. But no, really good.
All good experience, yeah? Building up to the next season?
Oh, buzzing. We've got a great squad, great group of boys, and I mean, like, there's no reason why we can't win the league, have a good run in the cup. So yeah, really excited for that.
Excellent.
Really excited for that.
Good stuff. Good to hear, Billy. Well done today.
Cheers, cheers.
Go on, Benno!
So Ben Harrison coming down now.
Hey, come on.
Lots of encouragement for Ben Harrison here.
Go on,
now.
Benno!
Real team effort here today, as you
Go on,
can see.
GB. Love it, Benno.
56-46?
Yeah.
From Ben Harrison.
Come on, Dan! Come on, son! Come on, Dan, put it in!
Plenty of encouragement for Dan Adji now.
Trying to beat an hour.
I'm looking at you, watch! Come!
Beat an hour.
Come on, Dan! Come on, Ange! Give it, Jim. Go on! Dench!
Well done, Dan, right through the line.
1 hour 13.
1 hour 13 from Dan Adji. One man still to come home here, and all the lads on the line here, finishing line, prepared to give him a big welcome. Great team effort from everybody here today. Fantastic stuff from these young players so early on in the pre-season. Here comes Dan Anno. By no means disgraced himself here. Everybody on his side, real team effort here. Everybody in the academy, as you can see, urging him over the finishing line here. He's going to register his time. Here comes Dan Anno. And he's on course for the finishing line. Here comes Dan Anno. 1:05.26 from Dan Anno. Some impressive times there today, Jenna.
Yeah, really good. A couple of the boys, as we last week we did some fitness testing, and Dan Anno and Dan Adji, who are our last two across the line today, were actually our quickest in the speed test. So, you know, different boys have strengths in different areas, so they've all done really well to make it round. And they've all recovered, you know, really quickly. Kind of this shows how fit they are, that they're now all up, walking around, and be ready to go towards the end of the week.
Excellent, good to hear. Thanks very much for your help today.
No problem, thank you.
So here we are at the finishing line, all finished for another year. Richmond Run 2014. Academy coach Mark Robinson, winner Callum Overton, and of course our very own Chris Slavin as well, communications executive. Mark, summing up, just tell us your thoughts on that. Some very impressive performances on a hot day.
Yeah, really pleased, Rob. All I ask is that they give everything, basically, and from what I've heard, no one's stopped, no one's walked at any point. Obviously, Callum's come back in fantastic shape. We did our first fartlek run at the beginning of the week, and he absolutely smashed it. So if I was a betting man, he would have been the dark horse, and he's shown that. And I think there's a certain person training with the first team today who's going to be a little bit disappointed because he's broke the record, which is fantastic. But no, I'm really pleased. You know, everyone's built differently for different things, and our two lads who were quickest in the speed test earlier in the week, you know, they've done everything they can to finish, and that's all I ask really, just that little bit of character building, showing that little bit of mental strength, and it's been really good. Just gutted Slavo beat me, but there you go.
It's good stuff. Callum, you've beaten Will Nightingale's record time. How's it feel? What was it like out there today?
Oh, I don't know how, but yeah, no, it was tough. It was tough. When we got to the hill, felt like stopping, but Danny Gallagher kept me going. I think it's good for all the lads just to get out here and just give it all they got, really, because it's all about preparing for the season, and I think we all done really well today and got really good times. So.
You're just going into your second year with AFC Wimbledon under Mark Robinson. How does it feel? It's a good group of players here this season, you reckon?
I love everyone at the club. I love Mark, great coach, and yeah, no, I just feel really confident going into next year. I really think we could all push on and do well, and hopefully get as many pros as possible in the team.
That's what we want to hear. Slavo, how was it like out there for today for you?
It was just as tough as last year, not quite as hot, thankfully. It was unbelievably hot last year, one of the hottest days of the year, but pleased that I beat my own time, but more importantly I think you know, the lads, I'm always surprised how fast they actually go off, considering there's 2 or 3 really tough hills in it, and just from my own perspective it was really good. You know, I was ahead of Egli Kadja, he kept on going past me, sort of spurred each other on, and we caught Mark at the end, but I think Mark's time's better than last year, I think. I think so. So right at the end, Egley caught me as well, but he said afterwards, you know, thanks, that really spurred me on, and that's what it's all about, I think. I'm sure you'd agree, Mark.
Yeah, definitely.
Mark Callum, not bad for a Scouser.
Nah, no, not bad for a Scouser, definitely not. At least he stopped talking for a little while, that was the best.
Excellent, good stuff, chaps. Another successful run here today, and very well done indeed to all of you.
Thank you.
Cheers, Rob, thank you.
Thank you.